Работа нашей организации «Русский мир» основана на
Our
опыте
Rусский Мир organization is based on the experience of some American Christian organizations. For over 70 years, the Russian Orthodox Church was separated from the people, and the Church could not communicate with its parishioners directly.
Со своими прихожанами.
Russia has lost the tradition of religious upbringing of the children. Several generations were brought up without faith, without even a notion of God, and therefore top priority of our organization is to fill the gap. We deal with what before the revolution used to be the responsibility of family and church. I mean religious education and bringing up in faith. Our leaders, those young adults who work for Rusский Мир, are to share their faith, their love, and bring students between 14 and 18 years of age to the gates of the church and to the priests, because people working for our organization are lay people. The program of Rusский Мир Club and Rusский Мир camps is for those kids who either have never heard of God or are not believers yet. And the program is made up so as to draw the maximum of their attention. We have various sports and fun activities aimed at setting up communication. In camps, we usually arrange concerts, bonfires, discussion clubs. In the evenings, every day in the camp and once a week in Moscow, we run the club, the first part of which is a sort of entertainment and fun. But the second focuses on God and the meaning of life. At the end of each session, an extract from the Gospel is read and explained in its relevance to the life of every kid. For him to have a chance to feel in what way his life correlates with the life of Jesus Christ, why it is so important to have faith. Speaking about the methodical principles of our work, we're taking them from the Acts in New Testament, because Jesus said, "The sick is in need of a doctor, not the healthy." Each leader, through his love and faith, is trying to heal those kids who do not believe in God. And through God's help, they are trying to bring the Word of God to them.
In the beginning of each camp session, the leader involved with sports asks the kids, "Have you come here to have meals?" Everybody answers yes. "Have you come here to sleep?" Yes. "No, no, no. You've come here to have fun." And the kids do have fun. They have a lot of activities here. Like, for instance, rope score is something very attractive. But what is most important for us is that we want them to understand what faith is. I do not mean faith as being conscious of something enormous, all-embracing, say the Lord who manipulates us. No. We want people to understand God as their friend, as their father, as somebody they can trust. And we try to speak with each of them about faith in the sense of trust. It was not by chance that I mentioned the rope scores. Do you remember the jump to catch the trapeze? I know it is very hard to make that step, to jump and get hold of it, but I did make it because down below there was Timur, one of the leaders who stand by, and I trusted him, and I knew that he was there, and I would not fall, otherwise I would not have jumped. And here we are teaching kids to trust God as we trust the guy who stands by on the rope scores, who will come at a very difficult moment to save and help. I think each of those who were camp leaders or those who visited the camp, who came to believe, will agree that God really helps and that there is God. I'd like to remind you the parable of disciple Peter who walked on sea. That is practically the same thing that we experience in the ropes course. When the 12 people in the boat saw Jesus walking on sea, they took him for a ghost. They did not think that when 12 people look at one thing and see it the same way, it cannot be hallucination. One person may have hallucination, but they did not think about it because they were afraid. And Peter was the only one who said, "Lord, is that you? If it is you, I will come to thee." And Jesus said, "Come to me, Peter." Peter trusted him and he went to him. We wish that the kids who come to us would feel safe even in a raging sea, and our life is none other than the sea on which Peter walked.
Я пришла в этот клуб где-то год назад.
I came to the club a year ago. I was brought here by my friend. Now I'm very grateful to her for that, and I'm really glad that I have found myself here, because the camp made me think of how our world appeared and what relationship people should have. Actually, the club made me feel relaxed.
Much less than 39.
Because before it was hard for me to approach a stranger. Now I got rid of this problem. I'm grateful to God, for I can meet the people who share the same views as I do. I can share my faith. I can be in camp and learn more about faith, learn more about Christ himself.
I'm here at this camp for the third time, and every time I think what a discovery it is for people, what a wonderful opportunity it is to come here, participate in sports, learn something more, share thoughts. That's wonderful. Our family has very deep Orthodox roots. My grandmother told me a lot of things. For instance, that her great-great-grandfather was Metropolitan of Moscow and Columna Innocent, later Saint Innocent. Here I learned that Americans love and respect him because it was him who brought orthodoxy to their country, and they accepted the faith thanks to him. And for me, that is a unique opportunity. Every time when I go to the camp, I feel joy at the chance to learn many things, talk with people, especially now that Father John is with us. He's teaching us a lot, tells us stories in an interesting way. The time passes quickly and is very useful for us. When we leave the camp, we seem to have grown wings to fly away.
2 года назад я приехал первый раз.
2 years ago, I came to the camp for the first time, and I came here as a student. I thought that I was going only to have a rest. But this camp became something which I will remember for the rest of my life. It was 2 years ago, and I was happy because it changed my life completely. I heard about God for the first time, and I heard about him as a friend, as a father, as a meaning of life, which I was seeking. I remember I was back in Moscow, and I had a feeling that I had left a world of love, a world of my friends, who had become more than just friends, but my brothers and sisters. I returned to Moscow and said, "Oh, I have learned so much, everything was just great," but I was still unable to explain the faith to other people the way my leaders did. This summer, I'm working as a leader myself, and in fact, I have learned a lot. And I can tell others about it. I'm really happy because I can give other people what God has given me. I can pass my love to other people.
кто приезжает в этот лагерь, и я могу сделать их счастливыми. И
The most
вот
remarkable
чем,
thing about
наверное,
this
запомнится
summer
это
is
лето,
that
это именно как
it
бы
marks the
начало того
beginning of
пути,
the
в
way I
котором
have
я пошла,
chosen
а именно
to tell
рассказать
people about the
людям
Lord
о
and
Боге
bring them
и
to Him.
привести их к Нему, потому что в этом,
It has
наверное,
become the
состоит
meaning of
смысл
my
моей
life.
жизни. И я
I'm really
действительно
happy
счастлива, потому
because
что я
I have
работала
worked
в
in
двух
2
лагерях,
camps,
и
and
очень
many
многие
kids
ребята пришли
came
к
to
Богу,
God
и
and
они
opened
открыли
their
свои
hearts to the
сердца
Lord,
Ему, и
and that makes
это
me
делает
happy.
меня действительно счастливой.
I will
Я
remember
запомнила
this
это
summer
лето
for the
на всю
rest of my
жизнь.
life.
The group that we brought from the United States is made up of young adults, mostly youth leaders from the Orthodox Church in America. The Orthodox Church in America, of course, is celebrating its 200th anniversary in 1994, and one of the reasons that we were so interested in developing this camp this year was to begin our celebration of that 200th anniversary of the church in the United States and Canada. They come from many different places throughout the United States. All of them are active in Orthodox parishes, whether it be in Florida or Texas or California, Illinois, New York, or wherever they come from. And they came to the camp for a number of different reasons. First of all, to learn a little bit more about other cultures, other countries, and of course specifically to learn about Russia and Russian culture. A number of the young men and women that we brought with us, their grandparents, in fact, at some point came from Russia or some of the territories that were in the old Russian Empire, and so that in a certain way for some of them it's a little bit of a return to their roots. Secondly, they also came to learn a little more about their faith and to share their faith with other Orthodox young people from Russia, from Finland, and from Poland as well. And thirdly, they also came so that they could spend a little time learning more about how to run camps, some of the problems that can sometimes develop in running camps and the ways that we can creatively solve those problems, and to get a real feel for Orthodox youth work on an international level, which adds to their experience that they've already had in North America.
В этом лагере я оказалась впервые.
It's the first time that I'm in this camp, and it happened quite by chance thanks to my friends Lena and her husband. I never expected to be so caught up in the camp activities.
Но я не ожидала, что вот это так меня
As it
захлестнет.
turned out, the part of an outside observer is
головой в
practically
работе в лагере.
impossible here.
Потому что, как оказалось, роль стороннего наблюдателя, в общем, здесь буквально
It does
невозможно.
not have
Это
anything to
потому,
do
что
with
кто-то
somebody
хватает за
getting
руку,
hold of
тащит,
you
говорит,
and
вот
telling you
сделай
to
это,
do
делай
this
то,
or do
крестись,
that,
молись.
make the
Этого
sign
никогда
of the
не было,
cross,
никто не
pray.
говорил. Вот
It never
есть Бог,
happened.
и ты должна в него
Nobody
верить. Я к
said,
нему просто
here is
пришла
God,
совершенно
and you
случайно
must
как-то.
believe
Это
in Him.
как действительно какой-то
I came
толчок,
to Him by
который
chance, and it happened
произошел
within a
за
few
10
days
дней,
we spent in the
которые
camp.
мы провели здесь, в этом лагере.
I will never
Я,
forget
наверное,
it,
никогда это не забуду
because
уже.
it may
Потому
actually
что
be the
действительно,
start of a
может
new
быть, начало
life.
моей другой уже какой-то жизни.
And
Я
I began
по-другому
to
стала
see other
видеть мир,
people, their
видеть людей,
relationship in a
отношения,
different
тех людей,
way.
отношения между людьми.
I began to see myself
По-другому
differently
относиться
because of
к
the
самой
love we
себе
share here.
и видеть свое отношение к другим людям, потому что та любовь, которая здесь нас
I
окружает,
never experienced that before, when every
испытывала
person
такого,
loves
что
you wholeheartedly just
буквально
because you're
каждый
you.
человек тебя любит.
I've seen it for the first time, and I love it.
Первый раз тебя увидел и полюбил. Это совершенно
That is the
невозможно
main thing which
описать.
I learned here.
Наверное,
Great,
это
sincere love,
главное, чему я
which
здесь
surrounds
научилась,
one
именно
and
это
which I want to
большая
share with other
любовь,
people.
которая меня окружает, и которую я очень хочу отдать другим людям. Конечно, очень странно и непривычно ощущать себя снова
Certainly, it is
первоклассницей,
very
которая
strange and
заново
unusual
открывает
to feel a
для
first-grade
себя.
student again, one who discovers the world around her as something new. But I'm not ashamed to confess that, because I know that people around me will stand by and help. They will
Я
understand.
знаю, что
I
все
know
здесь,
that
большинство
most of the
проходит
kids in
то же
camp
самое,
have gone through the same
такие
thing.
же чувства,
They have
слезы, радость.
experienced the same feelings, tears of joy.
Я надеюсь, что я еще вернусь
I
в
do
этот
hope
лагерь.
I
Уже
return
не
to
как
this camp not as a
начинающий,
beginner, but as
как
one who
продолжающий,
continues
может быть,
one's
кому-то тоже
studies.
когда-нибудь
And
помогу,
probably one day
как мне помогли
I will
здесь,
help
в моей жизни.
somebody as they have helped me here.
Hi, my name is Joe Matuziak, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois. This is a really great opportunity for me to experience Russian culture firsthand and to interact with Russian kids as well as the kids that are here from Finland and Poland. It's really a great opportunity for me also to talk with other kids from different cultures, about the Orthodox faith, the faith that we all share. We don't just do it through religious activities, we do it through swimming and sports and all kinds of different specially designed activities that we have that the staff has planned for us to interact and to become better friends with those that are all here at the camp. It's a really great experience to come to the Rусский Мир camp, and it's just something I'll never forget.
Hi, my name is Joanne Rozak, and I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I really enjoy this camp. I go to Orthodox camp in the United States, and it's really different than this one because there's not as many different backgrounds. And I love Russia. I've been studying it for 4 years, and this is a great opportunity to learn more about Orthodox faith and the different views that they have here because of the different backgrounds from Finnish and from Russia, and from Poland. My favorite part of it is meeting the new people, the different people, and the different things that they believe in and how they learned about it and how much trouble they had just to keep this faith alive, to keep Orthodoxy living. And I'm really glad to be part of that, to be part of the Russian Orthodox faith.
We have come from Finland, which is a neighboring country to Russia, and we have come to spend a few days on this camp as a sign of our friendship and solidarity with the young people of Russia in this new time of new possibilities for the church. And now we're very happy to be in the middle of holy and great Russia in this new era in the history of the Russian church with these real Russian young people. And Irina, how do you feel about this camp?
It's been really interesting to see all these young people from Russia and from America, and I've never been to Russia before, so it's been really interesting for me.
I think anyway, this form of work with young people, that they come together and live together for a week or a few days and come together as Orthodox Christians to pray together and to talk together and to have fun together is something which will be more and more important for the Russian Church, because it might be true for Russia as it is for Finland that the real family tradition of Orthodox life has been almost lost. And this kind of camps can bring some of that back for a little moment, and it can be a great nourishment for the young people and for the leaders also who are living together in the camp. So therefore it's very interesting and great to be part of this kind of a beginning. In 20 years we'll see how things will develop and how different everything will be then, and then we can remember these very first attempts and these very first steps that have been taken in this kind of youth work here.
I may say that this camp played an important role in my life, and I cannot imagine my life without it, because the relations between the people here are in some way unique. You know, there are people I've known all my life, but they have not become so close as those whom I met here a year or two ago. It would be really hard for me to go by without those latter ones, and with their help, the life is much easier. What does the camp mean to me, and what do I think about it? I think that the top priority of this camp is to tell kids of God, because unfortunately many of us were deprived of that. There was simply no source of information. In this camp, everything is going on in an unobtrusive way. People are given the information, and they stop thinking themselves, and they make their own choices. They make their first steps themselves. This kind of camp can really help them. And one more thing, I do not want anyone to think that our camp, our club, is a sort of a church or a sect. By no means. We simply want to help people to come to church so they could enter the temple of God as their home, and understand the meaning of it. Now, if a person goes to church and to the club, camp and club meetings will also help. They can ask questions, share what they have learned, go to the temple with a friend from the club, because our being together gives us support. We believe that we're Orthodox Christians, and that helps us love each other sincerely. I would like as many kids as possible to go through the club and the camp. Probably it is physically impossible right now, but that brings us joy in our life, support in hard times, and when we share happy moments, it makes us more happy.
И вот сегодня здесь,
And today, at Krutitskoye Podvorye, the first divine liturgy in the open was served. This is the Church of Resurrection, the one where divine services take place at Krutitskoye right now, and which was first visited by young people. Today, on the steps leading to the Assumption Cathedral, both American and Russian young people joined in prayer and were part of the Divine Liturgy together with the Orthodox clergy from the United States and representatives of our priesthood. We welcome this kind of activities, these first steps for our nations to get closer. I should sincerely admit that we do not have the experience in youth work as the autocephalous Orthodox Church has, because the 70 years of persecution, prohibitions, no right to meet, communicate, and work with young people have not been traceless. But today, we're living through new and favorable times, and we welcome every opportunity to meet, have contacts, communication, friendship. Therefore, we sincerely welcome the joint American-Russian students' camp session that is drawing to a close. I attach great importance to it and hope that these contacts will be developing in the future as well.